Hello, ladies and gents. I assume you just finished the anime The Rising of the Shield Hero, and now you are looking for a cure for that post-anime depression you have contracted. To keep it short, The Rising of the Shield Hero takes a unique spin on the isekai genre, hence why it is currently so popular, and as of spring 2019, there is no anime that truly parallels both the setting and the plot. But keep in mind, I said as of spring 2019. I'm going to give you 4 anime that dive deeper into some of the minor details of The Rising of the Shield Hero, such as the video game aspect, but the 5th entry in this video is more or less a mirror image of The Rising of the Shield Hero. From here on, I am going to refer to The Rising of the Shield Hero just as Shield Hero for convenience sake, and if you are only here for the most similar entry, feel free to skip to entry number 5. To begin the list, let's start with Log Horizon. Log Horizon originally aired in fall of 2013 and is comprised of 2 seasons with 50 total episodes. Log Horizon follows a college student named Shiro who was magically snatched away from his normal life as he finds himself inside a popular MMORPG alongside 30,000 other gamers. Log Horizon is similar to Shield Hero in the sense that they both take place in the MMORPG setting. Shield Hero uses this setting more as a background mechanic to give the viewers a sense of how the world operates, while Log Horizon puts the MMORPG concept at the center of the plot and the world building. Log Horizon spends a majority of its time focusing on the world building as the players adapt to their new lifestyle and as they create guilds and laws to maintain the peace between the players and the now sentient NPCs. As Log Horizon is a fantastic anime, I want to stress that it is very dialogue heavy. If you like the MMORPG setting and you enjoy a psychological, more slow-paced protagonist with well-thought-out plans, then I believe you will enjoy Log Horizon. So I actually really enjoy the next entry on this list, and that is Roka no Yusha. Roka no Yusha is an anime from the summer of 2015, rocking 1 season of 12 episodes. In this fantasy world, 6 people are selected to be the heroes of the world, and they're known as Braves. And they're expected to fight together in order to defeat the Demon King. The protagonist is Adlai Meyer, who is the self-proclaimed world's strongest man, even though he is just an ordinary human with no magical abilities. Even though he's just regular and ordinary, he does successfully get selected to be one of the 6 Braves, and he sets out on his journey to a temple to meet up with his team. After all the Braves arrive at the temple, a magical fog surrounds the temple, imprisoning the Braves, not allowing anyone to escape. The problem is, there is now 7 people gathered, but the Goddess of Fate only selects 6 people to be Braves. Due to Adlai's lack of reputation and unfortunate timing, he is framed as the imposter. Adlai is then forced to fight for his survival in a 1v6, all while investigating and uncovering the truth behind who the imposter really is. Roka no Yusha is similar to Shield Hero in both the fantasy setting and in their protagonist. To compare the 2 protagonists, we know Naofumi is summoned to be a hero, he's then looked down on because he's using the shield, and he is then accused of being a criminal. It just so happens Adlai is chosen as the hero, he's then looked down on for using tricks and gadgets to fight with, and he is then accused of being the imposter. I mean, no matter how you slice it, they basically start off in the exact same situation, just in a different world. Entry number 3, Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody. Death March aired during winter of 2018 and has 1 season of 12 episodes. An overworked, middle-aged male gets randomly transported into another world. Upon entering this world, Sato is immediately confronted by an army, which of course he's able to wipe out with a single spell. And of course this just so happens to boost his level more or less to max. As Sato adventures through this world, defeating enemies, he also amasses a harem of women. Now don't you worry folks, this harem of women has something for everyone. Whether you like lolly or adult, slaves or soldiers, demi-humans or just your normal humans, and they have every hair color and style you could possibly want. On the more serious note, Death March is your standard run-of-the-mill isekai adventure, including the overpowered protagonist with the harem to boot. Death March and Shield Hero are similar due to them both having the isekai setting, and both shows having an assortment of female slaves that accompany the protagonist along the way. Death March is a very generic anime, and as it does not try to do anything new with the genre, that doesn't mean that it's bad, but just don't expect anything new and innovative. If you like harem anime and you like isekai anime, then this show should be right up your alley. Okay, if I'm being honest, there's not a lot connecting this 4th entry to Shield Hero besides the whole isekai setting. But hey, it's got a score of 7.8 on my anime list, so chances are you're going to like it. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash premiered during the winter season of 2016 and has one season of 12 episodes. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash begins with a group of people finding themselves in an unfamiliar fantasy world with no memories of how they got there. They need money to live, and their only option to make money is to enlist as a volunteer soldier in the army. Since they have no prior combat experience, they decide that each of them will train in a different combat style, and after they complete their training, they will begin hunting monsters together as a party. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash is unique to the isekai genre in the sense that it just feels very realistic. The characters start on episode 1 with no prior combat experience, and even after they begin their training, their fighting and actual combat prowess is still very clumsy. What really sets this anime apart is how relatable and just vulnerable the characters can feel at times. Each character has their own distinct personality, and they interact with each other member completely differently. And as I kind of previously stated, Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash is really only relatable to Shield Hero through this isekai setting. But if you're interested in an isekai anime that actually feels unique and different from the rest of the genre, then you could probably check out this show and you would be satisfied. Now, onto the real reason as to why I actually wanted to make this video. Anime number 5 is From Commonplace to World's Strongest. If you are an anime-only type of viewer, you've more than likely never even heard of this series. That's because From Commonplace to World's Strongest is currently a light novel and manga. Whoa. Before you exit out of that video thinking, who does this guy think he is? I'm just here for anime recommendations, not for some books. You should probably know that the anime adaptation is scheduled to air summer of 2019, so just a few months away. That being said, I did read the manga, and let me tell you, the plot of this series is basically a copy and paste of Shield Hero. Now, of course, since this anime hasn't aired, I'm going to refrain from spoiling any crucial details. So, From Commonplace to World's Strongest is an isekai anime where an entire high school class, including the teacher this time, is teleported into another world. And of course, this world has similarities to an RPG video game, because you know reasons. The class is summoned to be heroes, and they are expected to save this new world from destruction and chaos. Since they are summoned as heroes, the entire class has crazy strong stats and abilities. But wouldn't you know it, our protagonist, Hajime, is the only person to get completely average stats, and he only has one common ability. One day as the class is training in a dungeon, some unfortunate events occur and Hajime finds himself alone at the bottom of a pit, being hunted by monsters. Hajime struggles to survive, and because of this he grows significantly stronger as he fights his way out of this hopeless situation. The next part of this video is where I talk about how similar these two animes are, that being From Commonplace to World's Strongest and Shield Hero. So there's going to be some minor spoilers, but if you've already seen Shield Hero, you've literally seen everything I'm about to talk about. To break it down, first, both protagonists are summoned into another world as the hero and they are expected to save it. Next, both protagonists have the so-called weakest abilities among everybody who is summoned. Then, both protagonists are betrayed by these so-called allies, and this forces them to begin their journey completely alone. So there's 3 points, but I'm sure that's not enough, so let me give you 3 more. Fourth, each protagonist's first companion is a female, whom said protagonist had to free from imprisonment. After freeing their companion and some adventuring, both protagonists have grown to be stronger than all of their respective peers who they were summoned with. Lastly, the main and ultimate goal for both of our protagonists is just to return home to Earth. So like honestly, I can't make this stuff up, and I'm not exaggerating these points. These shows are really just that similar that the key main points of both shows align perfectly. I mean, if you don't believe me, feel free, just go read the first 10 to 15 chapters of From Commonplace to World's Strongest. It won't even take you that long. So even after I sat here and talked about how similar these shows are and that if you've seen one, you've basically seen the other, I still really enjoyed From Commonplace to World's Strongest. And I really am excited to watch the animated version that'll come out this summer. So there you have it. That is my list of 5 anime that are similar to The Rising of the Shield Hero. Let me know what you thought. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Do you like? Do you not like? Either way, you should hit that subscribe button so you'll be here next time, and hopefully I will see you next time. Have a good day, everyone.